Hello, everyone. My name is Fred Durso. I am a nutrition intern here at Community Servings. Welcome to another edition of Learning Kitchen Live. Thank you so much for joining us today. Just a quick note that if you like today's recipe, you can find it in the comments section of the post. So fall is in full swing, and today we're going to be combining a fall food favorite with one of America's favorite comfort foods. So we'll be making a butternut squash mac and cheese today. It's a healthier version of your traditional mac and cheese, but we promise it does not skimp on flavor. So the first thing you want to do is roast a butternut squash. You can find these mainly everywhere today at your local grocery store. And you want to, I have one here prepped, and what you want to do is cut it in half lengthwise, scoop out the seeds, add a little olive oil to the top there, and put it in your oven for roughly 40 to 50 minutes at 400 degrees, depending on your oven and its temperature there. And the key is you want to make sure that the butternut squash is nice and tender so you can easily scoop it out, which is what we're going to be doing here. And that's your first step, is to scoop out all this delicious flesh into a mixing bowl. Get as much of that out as possible. Butternut squash, again, it's a fall favorite. It is pretty much very versatile. You can use it in a number of different dishes and varieties of dishes, from your butternut squash soup, which is very popular this time of year, to some stews. You can easily chunk this up, roast them, and add this to your favorite meat as well. You can also find this cube actually in a lot of grocery stores these days as well. This itself, what you're seeing here, this mash works as great as a side. It's very delicious. It kind of reminds me of a sweet potato mash. You can also use it in a variety of different breakfast dishes. So again, cube it up, put it in your favorite frittata or omelet. It's a great addition to any of your favorite breakfast foods as well. So it is a very, very versatile fruit. Actually, it is a member of the fruit family as well, not vegetable. So that's another little key tidbit there. So again, you want to just get as much of that great flesh out of the skin as possible. There we go. All right. And once that's all done, you're going to add about half a cup to about a cup of veggie broth. There we go. And a couple spices to add up increase the flavor. So we have some garlic powder here. There we go. We got some onion and some pepper, about half a teaspoon of each. And then you just want to go into this and whisk it till it's really nice and creamy, just like this. And if you have to add more veggie broth, feel free to do so to up that creaminess there. Like this. So again, this is a very healthier version of your mac and cheese. It does cut down on some of the cheese. We don't eliminate it completely, but it does incorporate this butternut squash, which gives the dish a really nice creamy consistency still, while cutting back on the saturated fats. Saturated fats are some of the fats you want to try to limit in your diet as best as possible. And in addition to that, also cheese can be fairly high in sodium, so this also helps to cut back on that. So again, give this just a really good whisk for about a minute or so. You want to make this as creamy as you can. There we go. All right, nice and incorporated there. All right. And once you have this at a really nice creamy consistency, you're going to then now work on your cheese sauce for this. And in this saucepan, I have incorporated one diced minced shallot, another cup of your veggie broth, as well as 2 cups of milk. I used fat-free, but you can use whatever milk suits you or you're most comfortable with. Even a non-dairy variety also works well with this specific dish. And then you're just going to then simply add in this delicious mixture into the pan. All right. Add in Another teaspoon or so of some salt, another pinch of pepper, and of course our second star ingredient, which is our cheese here. I use cheddar cheese, but you can use whatever cheese best suits you. There's really no way to screw up a mac and cheese. So what you're going to do is then just simply incorporate all of that into this delicious sauce. And that color, as you see there, you're getting a lot of that orange from, of course, the cheese, but the color there is also from the butternut squash. And these colors are very important for a number of reasons. Butternut squash is very, very rich in vitamin A. Vitamin A serves a number of various functions in your body. It helps promote cell growth and development. It supports reproductive health. I think it's best known for also maintaining your eye health as well. And this color is important because these colors are called carotenoids. And all your yellows and orange and red fruits and vegetables have carotenoids. And what your body does is it converts that carotenoid, those carotenoids, that pigment, into vitamin A for your body to use. So that's what we always like to say, eat your colors, because you're getting a lot of different nutrients when you are eating your fruits and your vegetables like this. Vitamin A is also found in a variety of other foods. There are some fish that are very rich in vitamin A. Of course, your cereals, your fortified cereals and dairy as well, dairy products as well. Butternut squash specifically, you get with 1 cooked cup of butternut squash gives you roughly about a full day's recommended amount. So it is a very great source of this specific vitamin here. So you're just going to, again, whisk this, mix this until it's a really, really nice creamy consistency. Here we go. Just like that. And you want to give this a mix for another, I'd say, couple minutes if you can. If it doesn't look like it's incorporating, you add a little bit of heat to that as well. But for the sake of time, what we're going to do next is that we're going to add this to our pasta. And a lot of options here as to what you could use. This is ditalini, which we currently have cooked. I love to use whole wheat pasta in this specific dish. Whole wheat is just a healthier version for you. A lot more nutrients than your refined pasta. So we have whole wheat, and if you see them at the store, really try to see if you like the flavor. At least give it a try if you haven't tried whole wheat pasta yet. But you can also use those little shells they have at the store. Even those little elbow macaronis, those are also really great for this specific dish. All right, so next you're just going to pour that delicious cheese sauce right over the pasta. Trying to splatter it everywhere like I am. And just give that a good mix. Mix it in there. All right. And again, you won't want this to be a little more incorporated, so just give that a good whisk at home as well. If you have a small immersion blender, to use the immersion blender might be another good option for you if you have that piece of equipment at home. So you're going to give this just another good mix, and then it is ready for baking. So we're going to place all this to a nice baking dish. Just like that. Okay. And what I like to do is sort of top that off with some Parmesan cheese, some breadcrumbs as well. Usually panko gives it a nice crispiness to it. And then it just goes in the oven for 375 for about 25 to 30 minutes. And you wind up with something like this. There you go. What I also did, just to up the crispiness factor on this, is I put it under the broiler. Once it's fully baked, I put it under the broiler for about another 3 or 4 minutes, just to give that top a nice layer of crispiness to it as well. And I just, for added color and flavor, I just put some chopped chives right over the top. So there you have it. That's butternut squash mac and cheese. We hope you enjoy today's recipe. If you do, feel free to leave a comment in the comments section. of this specific post. Also, let us know what your favorite fall food favorites. Let us know if there's anything you'd like to see us make here on Learning Kitchen Live. But we hope you enjoyed the recipe. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch us today. Take care.